4 weeks into the mandatory shelter in place, I went with a friend to shoot footage on the mostly deserted streets. Somehow, without all the hustle and bustle, the inequality that we live with in our communities all the time seems even more apparent. I want to believe that we can come out of this pandemic with a different society, one that works better for everyone. I reached out to a friend of mine who works with those affected by homelessness. I asked his permission to record our conversation.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
Let me see if I can get my video going. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
It's a powerful thing to acknowledge the moment and live through this particular moment. Every morning I ask myself what's important, and what do I really care about? What matters? I'm currently working with Downtown Streets team. We work with those impacted by homelessness. What we do is give them a platform where they can begin to rebuild their lives, better their lives. Working with the unhoused population, you realize that empathy is a given in that community because they know the struggles their friends and have gone through. It's easier to empathize and to be a system of support to that community you have, because that's all we have. That's all we truly have is community.
I first knew you, though, as an artist. You were my daughter's art teacher. When did you start making art?
I clearly remembered. I think I was 3 or 4 years old. Yeah, and my mother was getting ready for work, so she was getting dressed in a nurse's uniform, and I remember it was the white, well-ironed, pristine, and I was in a way that morning, and she pulled out a piece of paper and gave me a pencil and said, "Draw a picture of your dad," and that was it for me. I was hooked. I found my place right there, and art became my life. Coming to America, I got my citizenship in 2017, and it was sobering because they tell you're American now. So am I African American? Not really, as many African Americans have told me. I'm an African in America. But by the same token, I can't even say I'm African anymore because I haven't lived on the continent in close to 10 years. We live in a world where everybody gets up and they're off to their job, their community becomes their workmates. And if you're not within that stream, you're on the sidelines. For me, art is a safety net. I know if push comes to shove, all I have to do is paint for 6 hours and I'll be fine. People have asked me, how do you talk to homeless people? It's to ask the question again, How do you talk to people? What matters most? If there was one important thing you would highlight, what would it be in this time? Those neighbors we never used to talk to, suddenly we yearn for them. What does that mean, I hope during this time also people are taking time to say, where am I? What am I doing? But then again, we mustn't forget those who are so deep in their traumatic experiences that even that question is unattainable to them.